Welcome back to Financial Excellence, the place where we turn financial confusion into clarity and hard-earned money into lasting wealth. Let's face it, the world of personal finance, investing, and growing your net worth can feel overwhelming. With so much noise out there, it's hard to know who to trust or where to start. But you don't need a degree in economics to take control of your financial future. You just need the right roadmap. On this channel, we break down complex money concepts into simple, actionable strategies. Whether you're looking to master budgeting, build smart investing habits, scale your income, or achieve true financial freedom, we've got you covered. If you are ready to take your finances to the next level and build the life you deserve, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. Let's build your financial excellence together. Welcome aboard.
Have you ever imagined what would happen if your paycheck suddenly stopped? Not next year, not someday, tomorrow. Maybe your company announces layoffs. Maybe your car breaks down with a $2,000 repair bill. Maybe you end up in the emergency room, or maybe your roof starts leaking after a storm. Life doesn't send calendar invitations, and here's the scary part. Millions of people living in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia earn good incomes, but they're only one unexpected expense away from financial disaster. It's not because they don't work hard. It's because they don't have an emergency fund. Today I'm going to show you the emergency fund blueprint, a simple, proven system that helps ordinary people prepare for life's biggest financial surprises without relying on credit cards or loans. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much money you need, where to keep it, how to build it faster than you thought possible, and why this one financial habit can change your future more than almost any investment. Let's begin. Imagine two people, Sarah and David, both earn $70,000 a year. They live in similar neighborhoods, they drive similar cars, they even have similar monthly expenses. Then one day, both lose their jobs. Sarah has an emergency fund covering 6 months of expenses. David has nothing saved. Sarah takes a deep breath. She updates her resume. She applies for jobs carefully. She negotiates for a better salary. She sleeps well because her bills are covered. David panics. He starts putting groceries on credit cards. His rent is due. His car payment is coming. Interest starts piling up. Within weeks, financial stress turns into emotional stress. The difference wasn't income. The difference wasn't intelligence. The difference was preparation. That's exactly what an emergency fund provides, not just money, peace of mind. So what exactly is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is money set aside for true emergencies, not vacations, not holiday shopping, not the latest smartphone, not concert tickets. It's money that exists for one purpose only: protecting your financial life when something unexpected happens. Think of it like insurance you give yourself. You hope you never need it, but when you do, you'll be grateful it's there now. Here's where many people make a huge mistake. They think emergencies are rare. They're not. Unexpected expenses happen constantly. A medical bill, a pet emergency, a broken furnace in winter, a major car repair, a plumbing disaster, a family emergency requiring travel, unexpected unemployment. Even something as simple as replacing a laptop used for work can cost thousands of dollars. Emergencies aren't a matter of if. They're a matter of when. Here's another myth that keeps people from saving. Build my emergency fund after I start investing. That sounds logical until life happens. Imagine investing every spare dollar into the stock market, then your car transmission fails. You suddenly need $4,000. Now you have two choices: sell investments, possibly during a market downturn, or use high-interest debt. Neither option is ideal. An emergency fund protects your investments from becoming emergency money. It allows your long-term wealth to remain untouched. Let's talk about something most financial advice ignores: the emotional power of cash savings. Money isn't just numbers. Money affects how you think. When you have no savings, every unexpected expense feels like a crisis. Every phone call from an unknown number creates anxiety. Every strange noise from your car feels terrifying. Every rumor of layoffs becomes overwhelming. But when you have cash available, you think differently, you make calmer decisions. You negotiate better, you avoid desperate choices, confidence grows, financial stress shrinks. That's something no investment return can measure. Now let's answer one of the biggest questions people ask. Much should my emergency fund be? You've probably heard different numbers. Some experts say 3 months, others say 6 months, some even recommend a full year. Who's right? The truth is, it depends. Instead of focusing on income, focus on expenses. If your essential monthly expenses total $4,000, then 3 months equals $12,006, months equals $24,000. Notice dollars, we're talking about necessities: housing, utilities, food, transportation, insurance, healthcare, minimum debt payments, not luxury spending. Your emergency fund isn't designed to maintain an expensive lifestyle forever. It's designed to keep your life stable while you recover, but don't let those numbers scare you. You don't need to save $20,000 before you've made progress. In fact, your first goal should be much smaller. Aim for your first 1,000. Why? Because many everyday emergencies cost less than that: a car repair, a medical deductible, a broken appliance, a last-minute flight. That first $1,000 creates immediate protection, then you continue building from there. Small wins create momentum, momentum creates habits, habits build wealth. Let's discuss where this money should live. This is surprisingly important. Your emergency fund should not be invested in stocks. It shouldn't be tied up in cryptocurrency. It shouldn't be locked inside retirement accounts. And it definitely shouldn't be sitting in an account that's difficult to access. Why? Because emergencies don't wait for markets to recover. Your emergency fund should be safe, stable, liquid, easy to access within a day or two. Its job isn't to grow aggressively. Its job is to be available exactly when you need it. Think of it as your financial fire extinguisher. You don't buy a fire extinguisher because it earns interest. You buy it because it works when everything else goes wrong. The same principle applies here. Another mistake people make is using their emergency fund for non-emergencies. You found a great sale, not an emergency. Your friends booked an expensive vacation, not an emergency. A new gaming console launched, still not an emergency. Ask yourself one simple question. If I don't spend this money today, will my health, safety, income, or home be at risk? If the answer is no, it probably isn't an emergency. Protecting your emergency fund requires discipline. Because once it's gone for unnecessary spending, it can't protect you when a real crisis arrives. Finally, remember this. Building an emergency fund isn't about expecting the worst, it's about being ready for reality. Life will always include surprises, some good, some expensive. You can't control what happens, but you can control how prepared you are when it does, and that preparation gives you something incredibly valuable. Options instead of reacting with panic. You respond with confidence instead of borrowing. You use money you've already saved instead of falling behind. You stay in control. Now that you understand why an emergency fund is so important, it's time to build one. This is where theory becomes action. The emergency fund blueprint isn't complicated. In fact, the simpler your system is, the more likely you'll stick with it. Let's walk through it step by step. Step 1. Know your monthly survival number. Before you can decide how much to save, you need to know how much it actually costs to keep your life running. Forget luxury spending for a moment. Write down only your essential monthly expenses. These include rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, healthcare, phone, and internet. Minimum debt payments. Let's say those essentials total $3,500 per month. That number becomes your foundation. 3 months of expenses equals $10,506 months, equals $21,000 if you're self-employed, work freelance, or have unpredictable income. You may want closer to 9 or even 12 months of expenses. The more uncertain your income, the larger your financial safety net should be. Step 2. Set milestones instead of one giant goal. Looking at a goal of $20,000 can feel overwhelming. Instead, break it into smaller victories. Your milestones might look like this. First goal, $502 goal, $1,003 goal. 1 month of expenses. Fourth goal, 3 months. Final goal, 6 months. Each milestone is proof that you're becoming financially stronger. Celebrate progress, but don't spend the money you're saving. Step 3. Pay yourself first. Here's the mistake many people make. They wait until the end of the month to save whatever is left. Unfortunately, there's usually nothing left. Instead, reverse the process. The day your paycheck arrives, transfer money directly into your emergency fund before paying for entertainment or unnecessary shopping. Treat savings like a mandatory bill, because your future depends on it. Even $25 or $50 per paycheck adds up faster than you think. Consistency always beats perfection. Step 4. Automate everything. Successful savers don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your emergency savings account every payday. When the process happens automatically, you remove emotion from the decision. You don't have to remember, you don't have to think. Your emergency fund grows quietly in the background. This single habit can save thousands of dollars over time. Step 5. Cut temporary expenses, not permanent joy. Building an emergency fund doesn't mean living a miserable life. Instead of cutting everything forever, make temporary sacrifices. Pause a few subscriptions, cook at home a few extra nights each week, delay upgrading your phone, sell items you no longer use, take on a weekend side hustle for a few months. These aren't forever decisions. They're temporary actions that create long-term security. Remember, temporary discipline creates permanent peace of mind. Step 6. Keep your emergency fund separate. One of the smartest things you can do is keep this money in a separate savings account. If it's sitting in your everyday checking account, you'll constantly see it. And when you constantly see money, it's easier to justify spending it. Out of sight often means out of temptation. Make it easy to access in an emergency, but not so easy that impulse purchases become emergencies. Step 7. Know what counts as a real emergency. Before using your emergency fund, ask yourself 3 questions. Was this unexpected? Is it necessary? Does it affect my health, safety, home, or ability to earn income? If the answer is yes, your emergency fund is doing exactly what it was designed to do. If not, pay for it using your normal budget. Protect this money carefully. Every dollar you preserve today could rescue you. Happens after you use it. Many people think they've failed after using their emergency fund. Actually, that's success. You built it for a reason. If your car breaks down and your emergency savings cover the repair without creating debt, your plan worked. Now your next mission is simple: refill the fund. Treat rebuilding it as your highest financial priority until you're back to your target amount. Emergency funds aren't one-time projects. They're lifelong financial tools. Common mistakes to avoid. Let's quickly review the biggest mistakes people make. Saving too little because they underestimate expenses. Keeping emergency money invested in risky assets. using the fund for vacations or impulse purchases, waiting for the perfect time to start, trying to build wealth before building stability. Remember this: a strong financial foundation always comes before financial freedom. The bigger picture here is something that often surprises people. An emergency fund doesn't just protect your money, it protects your opportunities. When you're financially secure, you can leave a toxic job, you can negotiate for better pay, you can start a business without constant fear, you can handle life's surprises without panic. Money gives you options, options give you freedom, freedom gives you confidence. That's why this isn't just another savings account. It's one of the most powerful financial tools you'll ever own. Final challenge: imagine yourself 1 year from today. Version 1 has no emergency fund. One unexpected expense appears, credit card debt begins, stress grows, financial progress stops. Now imagine version 2: you've consistently saved every month, your emergency fund is fully funded. The same unexpected expense happens, you pay the bill, life continues, no panic, no debt, no financial crisis. The difference between those two futures isn't luck, it's a decision you make today. Even if you start with just $20, just $50, or $100, the important thing is to begin. Because every dollar you save today is a future problem you won't have to borrow your way out of. If you found this emergency fund blueprint helpful, don't keep it to yourself, share it with someone who could use a stronger financial safety net. If you're serious about building wealth, escaping debt, and making smarter money decisions, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Here we break down personal finance into simple, practical strategies that anyone can use. No confusing jargon, no unrealistic promises, just real steps toward financial freedom. Thank you so much for watching. Stay disciplined, stay consistent, and remember, the goal isn't to predict every emergency. The goal is to be prepared for any emergency. I'll see you in the next video.